What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Scent Bubble. Today we are going to talk about an inspiration fragrance, and it's inspired by Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Even though to me this fragrance sits around number 2 or number 3 for the closest LV Imagination inspiration, what really separates it is the amount of juice you get. I believe this is from the house of Emper. Don't quote me on that, but it is known as Intimation. Now, what's great about this is you get like 120 ml of juice, and on places like TikTok Shop, you can find this for dang near $10 to $15 with the right coupon. I would never pay over $20 for a fragrance like this, but again, what separates it from other fragrances like Sahib Intense or some of the Luciano fragrances or even some of the Jean Lows and stuff like that is the amount of juice you get, as well as the slightly cheaper price point. Typically on an LV inspiration, the higher quality fragrances, you're gonna pay anywhere between like 35 and 60 bucks. For some of the middle of the road fragrances, you're gonna pay about 25 to 30 bucks, but 20 and down is absolutely phenomenal. Again, you get moderate performance on this. I think it's a 6 to 10 hour fragrance, and what are you getting? This fragrance has, I wouldn't really call it a tropical experience, but I would call it a mix between a sweet and a slightly tart, fruity, aquatic experience. This is by the beach, hotel, pool party. If you're in Cali, by the water where it's aerating, this is a warm weather, spring, summer type of fragrance, but honestly, it's a any season, any reason type of juice. LV is one of the most searched terms in the fragrance community because everybody, I don't necessarily know why, is looking for LV fragrances. Imagination, L'Immensité, Ombre Nomad, Pacific Chill, Afternoon Swim, all of those. But Imagination is by far probably the most searched fragrance online. So the fact that you can get this for south of $20, 120 ml of juice, you get so much juice that you can pretty much just spray this. You could be trigger happy on this all day long and know that you're not spending that much money and you have a fragrance that'll still last you absolutely forever. Where it lacks to me is the depth, obviously, but as far as that fruity, citric on aquatic experience, it has all of that staple DNA that will remind you of Imagination. It's pretty close to me, probably around 85% close to the original. And again, it lacks in a little bit of depth, but what you get in makeup for that is the juice and the performance. 6 to 8 hours easy, 6 to 10 sprays, and it's ageless. Teenagers to grown men can wear this fragrance. It's playful, it's upscale. I think it's an upscale casual and casual type of fragrance for me. I'm not going date night with this. I'm not going to the club with this. Again, upscale casual is the sweet spot, but it can go down to casual, absolutely. And you could just bomb yourself with sprays of this. It can even layer quite well. Like if you want a particular fruity nuance of either citrus or fruits, or if you want to smoke it up with some incense, it's also great in that regard too. Even just to freshen up more serious fragrances with a more fruitier base, this goes crazy. So again, my number 1 is Sahib Intense, but you only get 75 ml with that juice and you're gonna pay more money. So if you're ultimately looking for the most budget-friendly Imagination inspiration, you really can't go wrong with Intimation. I think a lot of people are just skeptical of this fragrance because it is the cheapest fragrance out there, and it's not from the most reputable house where you could search the house and do a bunch of digging. It doesn't have accessible ratings and reviews as much. On YouTube, you can certainly find them, but in terms of like Fragrantica and just websites and stuff, it's harder to find this one. So it's less talked about, but it's still a great fragrance. Overall, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's above average. It's got the tiniest bit of synthetics, but I think the actual LV has some synthetics as well in it, so that's not really an issue for me. But it does have a natural smell, a great smell. Again, that kind of citrus medley basket on aquatics, ginger, things like that. The effervescence from ginger isn't really here as much, but it is there. So I do think it's above average and it's very solid, 8 out of 10 for me. I think it's unisex, to be honest. It's not so masculine that women would feel uncomfortable wearing this fragrance, but there's enough masculinity there where the fruits aren't too sweet, too over the top. It's kind of got the perfect balance of sweet and tart and aquatic that would make it, to me, a perfectly unisex fragrance. Again, I think this is Emper, E-M-P-I-R, Intimation. Don't quote me on that, but Intimation for sure. And this was a hot take from the scent bubble. Hope you guys stay blessed, and until next time, peace.